old keys will never unlock new doors. So for you to get into that new door that you've been banging at, that you've been sitting outside of, watching people go in and out of, that you know you want to be in this room of, you got to change the key.
For me, I felt like just at the youngest age I can remember, I was always designed to win.
We all have a battle, but you can't really express big ideas with small minds.
Everybody needs to know this information, because just like taxes, credit is the next thing that black people in our environment do not know a damn thing about.
You can always reinvent yourself. Just because, you know, you started at hard beginnings don't mean that that's the way it's got to end. But if you know you one of the ones, bet on yourself, bro.
This is CoachDev. We don't need to say no more. You see what he doing. This is CoachDev, from firefighter, credit repair, the streets, the block. He's always been an influential person, but now it's just starting to be, you know, you can't unsee it. You gotta see this. If I'm not highlighting it, the world will be highlighting it. So I got a special inside view, because I'm a very powerful person myself. And it's very important that we sit here and take the knowledge and don't pass no judgment and just receive. Because if you don't receive, you're gonna get left and we're gonna leave. So
I like that.
Let's go.
Yeah, I like that.
I can give you another introduction, brother, but I would really,
that was
really
beautiful.
like you to give a touch.
That was
I would
beautiful,
like you to
brother.
give a touch on yourself. Like, what do you see yourself as?
Man, first off, thanks for having me, man, and that's a beautiful introduction. Thank you so much. What do I see myself as? Damn, I haven't been asked that one, man. That's a good one out the gate. I see myself as a leader. I see myself as a boss. I see myself as a student, because in order to become a good leader, you got to be an amazing student, right? And I'm still a student. I still got a lot of people in the game that's mentoring me. I don't pretend to know it all. I don't know it all. I'm still learning every single day, but the more you learn, the more you earn, right? So that's me, just a person that's constantly trying to better themselves, a person that's constantly trying to challenge myself and prove to myself that I can break barriers and become that new version of myself every time. And I can always reinvent myself anytime I want to. And I want people at home to know that too. Like, you can always reinvent yourself. Just because, you know, you started at hard beginnings don't mean that that's the way it's got to end. So if I can be any type of an inspiration for people to see my story, to come up from a mother that was strung out on drugs, my grandmother raised me, died from cancer, to, you know, my brother becoming a millionaire, me en route to becoming a millionaire, you know, hopefully I can be an inspiration to pull some of these young kids up from Baltimore. So that's just me, man.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay, so what I heard right there on the reinventing yourself, the funny thing is that regardless, we reinvent ourselves all the time. It's just, are you paying attention or not? Or are you purposely putting yourself around people to where when you reinvent yourself, it's going to actually be powerful steps forward, or is it going to be heavy steps going backwards? So we have a lot of things that we do on a day-to-day that we don't know what we're doing, right? We don't have no idea what we're doing, but we're building. I've talked to you for a second before this, so you said something about compound. Can you like break that down, what you like really meant? Because you just said it to me real quick.
Yeah, absolutely. So what Brother Six is talking about is the compound effect. I read a book called The Compound Effect early on in my journey. It had to be well over like 10 years ago now, but it's something that I continue to go back into just to keep fresh on the top of my brain and to keep in pursuit of, right? But to answer your question, the compound effect is compounding habits, and that could be good or bad, right? And you just said something that was key, like reinventing yourself. Well, the truth is, once the compound effect takes action or is initiated, you can actually become a worse version of yourself because of what you're compounding and your influences and the people that you're around. So meaning this, man, it's about to get deep. I'm about to get deep. This is the only brother that can pull this out of me, right? It's about to get deep. It's about to get real deep. So me and my brother, right, this is a perfect example of the compound effect. Shout out my brother, Dayron Myers, the biggest carrier business in the nation right now. That's my little brother. A lot of y'all don't know that still. Y'all see us all together and y'all like, yeah, your man Day, that's my brother. That's my blood brother. Like, we came out the same womb. But nonetheless, right, compound effect. We come out the womb, we both got mother who's strung out on heroin, we both got fathers who are going back and forth to jail, kingpin charges, stuff like that, right? But early on, he started making the right decisions in life. And you can start to see where his life started to progress. And he was compounding on the right decisions. And now he's a millionaire. He's got the biggest courier business in the United States now and all of that. And he's all over the internet and all of that. Well, me, I'm a late bloomer in it because what I was compounding every day was hanging around negative influences, smoking every day, drinking every day, selling drugs, running around in the streets. So all I was compounding was losing friends to jail, losing friends to death, you know what I mean? And just being around a bunch of, I'm gonna say it like just a bunch of losers every day, right? So what I noticed was my brother was starting to separate from me. Now you gotta ask yourself, how can two kids come from the same exact circumstances and end up in two different places in life? This is how, the compound effect. When he's every day saying no to drugs, no to drinking, no to hanging out, no to the wrong crowds, I'm saying yes to drinking, yes to hanging out, yes to the wrong crowds. I'm going down, he's going up. And before you know it, he took off. Like he's out of here, you know what I mean? And y'all seeing him all over, y'all see him everywhere now, he's huge, right? So that's exactly what the compound effect is. It's like, you gotta understand that two people can start off at the exact same place and end up in two different places because of what you're compounding every day. And compounding is just those small habits. A lot of people say, I gotta unpack this. I know I'm talking, but I gotta really unpack this. Facts. But a lot of people say like everything happens for a reason, right? And I hate that slogan because it's true, but it's not true for the reasons that people say it's true. Like people make that statement saying it like as if bad shit happens to them because it's supposed to. No, bad shit happened to you because of the choices that you made that led you to that. Your ass is in jail tonight because of the choice that you made last night. That's why it happened. It's not because God wanted something bad to happen to you. Now in those moments, if you're a go-getter, if you're somebody that believes in yourself, then yes, you take those negative moments and you turn them into good things eventually and change, absolutely. You're capable of it. But some people don't. And some people continue to go down that road. And those are the people that we call can't get right. Those are the people that we give up on because they constantly just compounding bad and bringing bad energy. So unknowingly, you understand? So compound effect, y'all, like, whoa. Hey, look, man, y'all better make your next shot your best shot. Look, this Thursday, I'm going to show you guys all the strategies that I use to boost my credit score 100 points in just 30 days and show you exactly what I did to be able to quit my 6-figure job and be able to start making money. So look, if you're interested in it, go ahead, hit the link below and I'll see you this Thursday. Make your next shot your best shot. Let's get it. Let's go. I can't stress this. Like we got to stop running away from the shadow work. You need to be compounding good habits every single day. You need to be putting the right things into your mind every single day. When I get in the car, you've been in the car with me. I'm not listening to rap music. I don't listen to music. I'm throwing on Neo Davis. I'm throwing on something inspirational that's keeping me in that high vibration because at the end of the day, I understand the compound effect. And as long as I keep compounding the good and keep putting the good into me and keeping the bad out, then I'm going to continue to grow. And that's what you guys are seeing. That's why I went from 8,000 followers to 50,000 followers in 2-3 months. You know, just compounding the right things. So don't underestimate like the small decisions that you're making every single day. Those small decisions dictate your fate. It dictates where you get off at. It dictates where you end up at in life. So you want to make sure that those small decisions that you're making every day is beneficial and pushing you towards your goal and not further away from it. And I'm gonna finish with this. Distractions is the biggest thing that we fuck up on because we start compounding the hanging out and trying to fill up our time when we're bored with negative things. And that's where you start realizing, damn, I've been out 2-3 nights in a row. Damn, I've been with this group 2-3 months. Damn, I've been smoking and drinking it. It's going to show in your body. The compound effect always shows no matter what. And I'm going to leave them with this and we're going to get on to the next one. But your body is always keeping score. The body is always keeping score.
It don't lie.
It don't lie. So if you're going to the gym every day and you compounding, waking up 5 a.m. and going to the gym, you're going to start to develop muscles. But if you're not, and you're just waking up, rolling out of bed, hitting the block every day, drinking and smoking, you're going to look like shit.
Right.
That's the compound effect, y'all.
Right.
Keep the good and keep the bad out.
Okay. So I just want to let y'all know I'm not ignoring the camera at all. It's just that the sun is shining on me today, you know, like it always is.
Call you son because you shine like one.
You know what I mean. So after what you just said, do you think resilience is built or is it, you know, is it given to you? How do you feel about that? Like, do you think some people just have it, like they just born with this? Or do you just feel like, nah, this is something that can be gained, but the resilience part, like that animal inside that's not, you know, never gonna die?
So let's unpack what resilience is, right? Resilience is Resilience is a force going against a resistance, right? You gotta be
smart, yo.
You gotta be resilient, right? Constantly going against that force. That's what it is. So I feel like resilience is something that's developed by constantly going against that resistance. And that resistance can be anything. That resistance can be you wanting a new job.
Right.
That resistance can be you wanting a new body.
Right.
That resistance can be you wanting new money at the end of the day. So that force is going to keep you from that body until you keep going. It's going to keep you from that money until you keep chasing it at the end of the day. So to me, resilience is built because it's constantly going against resistance.
Okay. I mean, that's intriguing to me because at the end of the day, I feel like we're all going against a force.
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely.
We
Everybody
choose
should different.
our force. Right? Do you want this force to be the club and the girls and going out, or do you want this force to be something that's going to count and mean something later on? So is your decision what the force is, but we're always fighting the force. It's not going
never
nowhere.
going nowhere.
You're going to always have to fight against it. It never will feel like even the things that you call easy, right? Like just going to smoke that J, just going to go. No, it's still a force. It's just, do you feel it? Have you made yourself numb to it? So have you done anything that you can say that has changed how you was when you was around your brother today and you saw him take off, and to who you are now that actually gave you that power and strength that you didn't possess when you was doing the stuff to get there?
Man, see that's why I wanted to do this with Brother Sis, because he was the only ones that was going to be able to pull out these type of questions and stuff, man. Like, yeah, first off, yes, I learned a lot from just being in those environments, from my brother, from my mentors, from everybody. You know what I mean?
You got a mentor?
I got a couple mentors.
Okay, I'll let you finish.
Yep. Shit, go ahead.
No, just the things that you did on the way up that, you know, changed from the old you to the new you.
Absolutely. So, first thing is, I had to lock in, man. Like, and locking in means locking everything else out. And people don't really understand. Like, we use these terms like, yo, bro, I'm really one of the ones, like, bet on yourself. I went into a $130,000 paying job every day and quit. That's betting on yourself. I lost all my benefits, everything, and well, other people thought like, damn, what is he about to do? I already had my plan. I knew exactly what I was about to do. When I came into the fire department, and I ain't losing the question, I know exactly where we at. When I came into the fire department, I said I was only going to stay for 10 years. I was able to leave in 6. I had somebody ask me a couple of days ago, why'd you leave and you ain't finish your 10, like you quit? I said, your perspective is fucked up. I left 4 years early. I was doing shit fast and right. Your mindset is fucked up about it. But you can't really express big ideas with small minds. You understand what I'm saying? So anyway, back to what you were saying, I had to change a lot. I had to change the people I was hanging with. I had to change the things that I was doing every day. And I had to fight that battle against myself every single day, because Brother Six is right. We all have we all have a battle. Only you know what your internal battle is. You know exactly what it is. Everybody knows exactly what it is. Now, whether you're gonna go against it, fight against it, or just try to go around it because you're scared to put in that work and go through it, the people that put in that grunt work and go through it, these are the people who become millionaires. These are the people that you end up idolizing and watching behind closed doors because they were brave enough to go out and do the thing that you were scared of doing. So back to answering your question, I had to change everything. I had to change my mindset. I had to change the things I was putting in my body as far as food, water, stay away from drinking, staying away from drugs, staying away from everything that I know was slowing me down, and continuing to put the things in me that was speeding me up. You understand what I'm saying? Absolutely. So everything changed, man. It has to. You can't, listen, old keys will never unlock new doors. So for you to get into that new door that you've been banging at, that you've been sitting outside of, watching people go in and out of, that you know you want to be in this room of, you got to change the key. You got the wrong key. That's all, brother. Old keys don't unlock new doors. So you got to go get the new key to that house. And that new key is in you. A lot of times we chasing external factors, and the whole time it's always been internally in us.
Right. So it seems like you got a few keys. I would like to know when a time in your life that doubt that you had before almost took the driver's seat and just started driving.
Damn. Again, another good one. That doubt don't ever stop, bro. Like, I'm not even like. That's why I love this, because my brother could pull this out of me. That shit don't stop. Like, it's still times where I second guess myself. It's still times where I'm like, damn, I can't do it. It's still times where I'm like, damn, is it ever going to happen for me? Like, am I going to be good enough? Like, I still have those moments too, where the average motherfucker look like, yo, you got 50K followers, you making this, you quit your job, Like, y'all might say it, but at the end of the day, I know what my battle, we all know what our battles are once again. So I know what I gotta lace up with every day to go out those doors to be the best version of myself. I still feel discouraged. But at the end of the day, when I get discouraged, and this is something that me and Brother Six was talking about off the camera not too long ago, having those non-negotiables that you can always go back to. That's one thing, meaning this, like when you know that you gotta know yourself. You gotta know like what works and what don't work for you. And you gotta be brutally honest with yourself. And I wanna talk about that paper I asked you to make too. Right. But you gotta be brutally honest with yourself. And when you're brutally honest, you know what your flaws are, you know what your weaknesses are, and you also know what your strengths are, and you also know the things that get you back on track. Right. And if you don't, it's in your best interest. It behooves you to find out exactly what things get you back on track and find them out as soon as possible. So when I'm slipping, I just go back to my non-negotiables. My non-negotiables every morning looks like waking up at 5, 6 a.m., praying to Allah, getting back into my bed, reading my book, a couple pages of my Quran, getting into the shower. I shower before I go to the gym, y'all. Get my gym clothes on, go to the gym, come back, and then I just visualize. I visualize what my life is going to look like, what I want it to look like, what I'm gonna drive, what I'm gonna wear, what my wife looks like on my side. Nigga, when I say I'm gone, bro, I'm gone. I can taste it. I can literally touch it until I open my eyes and I have to realize, damn, I'm back in this fucking apartment. But that's how real it has to become. So I stay locked into those. Those are my non-negotiables. Okay. So anytime I'm slipping, I go back to those.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it sounds like to me that the doubt for the strong is like a motivator. It's like a pusher. It's like a mentor. It's like that thing on your back. And then for the weak people, the weak-minded, the weak niggas is like like a bloodsucker.
It's gonna crush them.
It's gonna take everything from you because you just don't possess what you need to have to get to this next level.
Absolutely.
And that's why we want to make it so clear that it's not nothing special. The weak person is just deciding to be weak.
That's it.
It's not that you're weak.
That's it.
Everybody can be strong, but if you want to keep being weak and not get the knowledge, then that's what it's going to be.
That's it.
So what was that transition of in the beginning of your life? Forget all, I'm talking about the young Dev, where you can think back and you remember, okay, I know who the fuck I am. I know that I'm this type of person. I know that this is instilled in me because I know, like myself, coming from the same background as you. For me, I felt like just at the youngest age I can remember, I was always designed to win. I was always designed to do what is on my heart. Nothing was going to take that away unless I'm just not here on the earth. So do you remember that time when you know I'm Dev. I'm Coach Dev. Like, you didn't call yourself Coach Dev, but you knew you was that nigga and you knew that you had a purpose to fulfill.
You killing them right now, Brother Six. I'm talking to you, so I gotta be transparent. And hopefully this can help somebody. I knew that, to answer your question, that shit ain't coming to my 30s.
Really?
Yeah.
But you didn't show it.
Right. But, and so I throw that out there before I give you the long. But like, I didn't know until my 30s because what I knew was I was different. I knew that people always, like the older niggas always gravitated to me and was like, yo, you the one out your clique. And I never knew what the fuck you the one out your clique meant.
Right.
But what they were trying to convey to me was, nigga, you're different than your circle, bro. Like, you got something special in you and you need to tap into that.
Right.
But they didn't articulate it like that, so I didn't know what the fuck they meant by that. So I kept hearing it my entire life. And I didn't know until maybe last year, bro. I gotta be honest with you. Like, you my brother. Like, my whole life I've been trying to figure it out. My whole life I've been in rooms that I knew I wasn't comfortable in.
Right.
My whole life I've been in circles that I knew it just don't feel right.
Okay, I get it.
You understand what I'm saying?
Okay.
Now, my circles are millionaires, all niggas that's like me. They were the in their group.
Right.
So now I feel, now I know who I am.
Right. So that sounds like I just heard this word from a brother called Godfidence. Not confidence, but Godfidence. So that sounds like along that lines, like you knew who you was to an extent because you carried yourself a certain way and you had certain things, not material things, but you just had a demeanor about you, right? But in so many words, it sounds like you're saying like you had to trick yourself into doing and actually making yourself believe until you believed.
Yep.
Right? Like, this wasn't something that you believed. It was just you felt like you know who you are in your skin, but you still don't believe that I'm Coach Dev. I'm this millionaire. I'm this billionaire. I'm gonna reach these plateaus. He didn't know what the feeling was when you was in these rooms and being uncomfortable. For me, it was like I've always had this sense of self so much that it just never left. It never went nowhere. So it was like until I fulfilled and started doing the things that my mind is telling me to do, I wasn't gonna feel right. So to hear you saying like that's a whole different level, because you had to really, you believed, but you didn't even know you was believing. You didn't know what you was believing in. You know what I mean? So go ahead.
So I live by a slogan, like people, like our whole life, some people, we ask each other like, what's your purpose in life, right?
Right.
And I think that question is not going to be answered until it's like all said and done, right?
Right.
But you can follow your calling your entire life, and that's what you're hearing. That's what's pulling you. When I gotta really unpack this. You gotta give me a minute.
So calling and a purpose is a difference.
Is a difference, but your calling will get you to your purpose.
Right.
As long as you're listening to the calling is pulling you to your purpose.
Okay.
You understand? You can't get from the Brooklyn Bridge to fucking Manhattan Bridge without crossing the bridge. You can't just get there.
Right.
So your calling is the thing that's pulling you across. Is the guidance. It's the map. You understand what I'm saying? That gets you to the other end. So what I've noticed was my entire life was I was always listening to my calling.
Right.
That's what kept me different.
Okay.
I always heard the voice of saying like, yo, this ain't right, go this way.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying?
You always listen to
so I just listened to that, and that's what protected me.
Okay.
And all of us have a calling, even if you don't know what your purpose is, because I still don't know what my purpose is, even though I'm seeing that I'm touching people, and God has put me in a position now that I'm able to touch people. I believe that's what my purpose is, but you don't even get to even see what it is until you're calling, because if I don't quit my job, my calling, then I don't even get to impact thousands of people.
Right.
So that was my calling that said, nigga, go in there and quit. You got something bigger. Before I could see it, before I could envision it, before I even knew what it was, I just heard the fucking voice. And you gotta, bro, that's the thing about being in tune. Like you gotta be in tune with yourself that strong that you hear that shit and stop going against it. And I'm gonna end it with this. Y'all niggas is depressed, and I know, cause I'm telling you, from a man that was locked in a facility for 67 days, going through depression, going through alcoholism and all of that. The depression comes when you're going against that calling. When you're trying to do everything but what that calling is telling you to do. That calling is telling you, put that shit down. That calling is telling you, leave that bitch alone. That calling is telling you, don't go there. That calling is telling you, stay home and lock in. That calling is telling you, stop being scared, go ahead and make that investment into yourself, put that 10,000 out. That's your calling. Y'all keep fighting against that calling and then wonder why the fuck you unhappy, why the fuck you chasing your happiness in a bitch, a bottle, some drugs, some weed or something like that, because you are ignoring what God is putting into you that's going to make you happy, that's going to bring all the success, that's going to bring all of the love, that's going to bring all of the money. You have to listen to that voice. It's going to take you there, I promise you. So stop trying to find your purpose and listen to your calling, because your calling is your God self calling you to your higher level of self. And the way that I see it, I'm going to end it with this. The way that I see it, this is some crazy shit I'm about to fuck y'all head up with. The way that I see it is like, there's a future version of us that's already there, that already accomplished it. But we're here in the present, and your future self, that calling that you're hearing, your future self saying, look, pick that up. I'm leading you to success, nigga. Pick that up. Pick that up. Because I hope y'all can see this on camera. Like, he's literally leaving breadcrumbs to you to get to that higher level of self. But a lot of us might pick this one up and then just ignore it. Or might pick this one up, and then quit because it gets hard. You gotta keep picking up those chips, because your greater self is at the end of that finish line waiting for you, and he's showing you where to go at the entire time. Some of might call it God. I don't know what you might call it. It's whatever your faith is at. But I do believe that there is a greater level of ourselves that's telling you, just keep coming this way. Keep coming this way. And you eventually become that person. You eventually merge into what that vision was in your head the whole time. You talked about being on that fence, looking at them fucking kids, running on that football field, and you was envisioning it that whole time. A year later, it was you getting the handoff, running through those, but you seen it. Your calling, it was calling you to that. Now, what if you ignored it? He gave you the vision, you seen it. A lot of us are ignoring the vision, we're ignoring the cause, And the more that you ignore it, the more you're gonna be depressed. The more you're gonna fight against that will of, my life should be better. It will be if you stop doing everything else to distract yourself and just listen to the calling and follow the path of your godly self, because it's already laid out for you. All you gotta do is just keep picking them chips up. It's gonna take you there.
Yeah.
Or you can compound the other way, because it's another version of yourself too that's in the motherfucking, in a tent somewhere homeless.
Right.
Don't get it fucked up.
Right.
This shit work both ways.
Right.
We talk about the compound effect.
For real.
No, really.
For real.
And a lot of us is just ending up somewhere in the middle.
Yeah, we just slipping.
Mediocre.
We just slipping. And you gonna be, if you in the middle, you gonna be slipping down there.
That's
too.
a fact.
So when you said that, is all I could hear was what I just heard when I was listening to this podcast yesterday, where it was like half the time, not even half, 100% of the time when you are not doing the things that you were supposed to be doing, you're hurt.
You're gonna be depressed.
You're going through you're not going to be depressed. You are depressed.
Mm-hmm.
You're already depressed, but you're unaware of it because you are not understanding that this woman with the fat ass that's giving you everything you want, you see that as good. You don't see nothing wrong with that. You see that she's adding some type of value or comfort to you in this moment. You see that this job just offered you a five-figure job, right? You don't see that. But it's taking you 10 hours out your day just to get there, and then when you get home, you tired as a bitch. But yeah, the money's great. You don't, half the time we depressed and hurt, we do not know that we're depressed and hurt. The world is moving so fast that you do not have time to think about if you hurt. You got time to feed the dog, feed the babies, take your ass to bed, put some lavender on your skin, and take your ass to sleep. That's what we got time to do, unless you make the time. You have to make the time. They don't want you to make the time, so you have to create it. Where do you create it? On your break. You just get creative. You don't have to be a creative to be creative. So we're going to jump into the next segment because we got a lot of knowledge from you. But what you're doing right now is actual beneficial information that the younger people need to know, the older people need to know, the baby boomers, everybody needs to know this information, because just like taxes, credit is the next thing that black people in our environment do not know a damn thing about. The only thing we know about it is that if it's bad, you can't get nothing, and if it's good, you probably can get everything. But we don't even know that side because we only know the bad.
Right.
Like when you think you know what the good is, not until you experience it. I could talk to him every day, but when I come around him now, this experience is real. Now I can feel the energy. You get it? That's the difference. So let me know what it is that's going on from this transition of walking out of this goddamn fireplace to where you are now, and how you actually mustered the courage to do that.
Man, the courage came from, like I said, a thorough understanding of listening to my calling to make it to my purpose.
Mm-hmm.
That's where that came from.
That's where it came from.
That confidence to, so I set up the night before. I had a long talk with my wife, and I'm like, look, what we doing? Like the business is starting to pick up, the brand is starting to build. Like I'm making more money doing this on the internet, what I love, than running and burning buildings, risking my life every day. Like, what are we doing?
Right.
And I only had 24 hours to make the decision. Like I had to go back to work like that next day. You feel what I'm saying? So she looked at me and she like, look, babe, if shit get hard, I can take care of us long enough for you to get this shit rolling, because I believe in you. I never seen you fail in nothing.
Have you ever had somebody believe in you like that?
Not a woman, nah. That's why, that's my queen. That's it. Really, behind every strong, successful man is a strong woman.
Amen.
Really, because she put that battery in my back, and when I look in her eyes and I'm like, babe, I wouldn't even feel like a man putting this shit on you for 4 or 5 months. She like, look, don't worry about that, because at the end of the day, I've been covering everything these last 4 or 5 years anyway, cool. But she said, I never seen you fail at anything. So it's only a matter of time before you get this shit together, and you're gonna take off anyway. So I'm in your corner until you get it figured out. She said, just promise me it don't take more than 2 years. I said, all right. You gave me 2 years, I did that shit in 2 months.
Right.
You hear me?
Right.
like, I did that shit in 2 months. You hear me? So at the end of the day, because I just quit my job 2 months ago, right? and honestly, real backstory, I quit my job. That was a Thursday. I had a webinar that night, and I went into the webinar and did like 5 bands, which is more than my check every 2 weeks.
Right.
So that was just like God's confirmation of, nigga, you made the right decision. You did the right thing.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? I made the decision Wednesday night. Thursday, I already made my whole check. So it didn't even take no time. Just like that. But having that confidence and that belief in me made it a lot easier.
Right.
But that's what did it. Too many people. I lost too many friends in the fires. People are dying, kids are dying. I'm tossing, I'm turning every single night. I'm going through PTSD. I got real life PTSD. Like if I sleep from five, yeah, for real. Like if I see a blue light, because we always had blue lights. And the blue light would be the thing that come on and wake you up, and then you jumping out of bed. But nothing is even natural about that. You gotta think you in fucking REM sleep, snoring. You hear me? Fucking scared tones going off, lights all popping up. You like, and then you gotta go downstairs, get your shit on. You feel what I'm saying? And you out the door. But your heart, you can't continue to put your heart through that. You can't continue to put your body through that. And the cortisone, the chemicals that you're pushing into your bloodstream, is causing the cancers, it's causing the stroke. People don't know the science behind this shit. We got one of the most dangerous jobs in the world just off of heart attacks, strokes, and all of that, because we're always in a high intensity environment and releasing all of these chemicals into your bloodstream that are not naturally.
It's like fight or flight.
Fight or flight all day. And then it's all night, literally, because we work in Baltimore City, right? It's Baltimore City, family.
Right now.
This all night. This the murder capital. And so it's all night. So just to answer your question, I was able to leave just by following the calling and knowing that I'm being called to something bigger. And even though I couldn't see it, is it not happening in front of us?
Right. Amen.
It's happening in front of us.
So who is Coach Dev? Who is Coach Dev now? Who has, from that 2 months, who have you reinvented yourself to be, brother? Like, what happened?
Coach Dev now, man, is someone that's living on his own terms. Someone who is truly happy. Despite the PTSD, I still have my moments and my nightmares and shit like that. That's going to be there for a minute. But I'm happy. I'm in peace. I'm making a lot of money. I'm gonna be making a lot more money. We traveling. This is what life is supposed to be about, bro. Like this is what it's about. Like it was well worth it. And I'm not encouraging people to go out there and quit their job. Like at the end of the day, a job is stability, a career is stability. But if you know you one of them ones, bet on yourself, bro. Like bet on yourself. Like it's bigger than everybody's gonna tell you crazy. Everybody told me I was crazy. Before I asked my girl, I was at the gym that same day and I was asking my homeboys, one of them who I actually work with. And what I realized was they like, yo, don't do it. Like, yo, you can still build your business and, work da-da-da-da. But what I realized is, and you can't blame those people too, because the people who love you are going to give you advice that they think is the best for you at that time to just keep you safe. But there's no success in safety.
I mean, there's no safe nowhere. That's the part.
You can be content.
Look at what just happened with Trump. There's no safe nowhere. That's the part.
But it's like, what I'm saying is, what I'm saying for the people, like, the people who are around you are going to, it's not that they don't believe in you or they hating on you. It's not that. They actually care about you. And they don't know what you possess. They can't see what you see. So they're giving you the advice to keep you as safe as possible. Keep you as warm as possible. But I'm trying to tell you, ain't no millions on the side of warmth. Ain't no success on the side of comfort. None of it. So if you want to continue to be a mediocre person in life, keep your 9 to 5, keep your job and live in comfort. It's cool because there's nothing wrong with making $130,000 a year. I'm still living a better life at that time than most of my peers. But I wasn't living a life that my mentors was living. There's levels to this.
This is for high value people.
This is for high value people. I literally went from conversations of making $100K a year to conversations about making $100K a month. Are we lying?
And that's the part.
Let that register. Hold on. Let that register to the people. Hold on. Let that register to the people. We went from conversations of making $100K a year to making $100K a month.
I'm not lying about that.
And let's be real. We know some niggas that's making $100K every Thursday. Do we not?
I heard it myself.
A week. Do we not?
I heard it myself.
I'm trying to tell y'all.
I don't need no more proof.
I'm trying to tell y'all. You know.
The dude said, You can put on as many clothes as you want to. If you put yourself in the freezer,
you're going to get frozen. Straight up.
It's just that simple.
It's that simple.
And we don't understand what we're putting ourselves into when we're doing it.
Yeah.
But we go to the doctor, we go take that drug, and we don't know what the test did. You know, we don't see that. For every one person this drug is helping, 300 people it didn't help. That's really the math for me. I just listened to it yesterday. That's really the math. And it's like, we will put so much trust in everybody but ourselves.
Yep.
It's like,
oh my God.
That's where I step in.
Yep.
Because I'm just like every one of them.
Yep.
And I knew I had something, but I didn't always believe in myself. I grew up, they called me ugly, but I was always the one with the baddest joint in the school. It wasn't until I got older where it's like, okay, well, I still might be ugly, but I'm handsome as a motherfucker. You can be ugly to you, but I don't look at myself like that no more because I had to see, right? But when you get to the point to where you're at this bottom, we're all at the bottom. We all feel that. Everybody feels it. Nobody is going through nothing different out here. We're all going through the same stuff. At the end of the day, it might be a different face, different place. You might be in Philly, I might be in Baltimore, you might be in DC, but at the end of the day, we all want better than what we have. So you don't have to, it's okay with being mediocre. We need that person that works at that storage room. We need this person that works at this garage. We need everyone, don't get it mistaken, but it's one thing for the people that act like they want high value things and then they don't put in the high value work. So that's what makes me mad. Everybody's running around like they want all this stuff. Nah, nigga, if you want it, you're gonna do it. You're gonna get to it.
Facts.
So that's what Brother Six and CoachDev come into play. I can motivate you. You're gonna get your credit right. These things are very important to your success, not just if you want to go to the millions, but just if you want to get to the next level in life, like just the next one. That's all. So I need you to give us some more game on this track. Like, give me an insider. You don't have to spill your tea. We know CoachDev is making money now. You know, he ain't changed on us though, y'all. He ain't changed. I'm here to tell you he ain't changed, but I just want a little bit of tea. You know, you got to pay for this course if you want this game. So I ain't gonna ask him too much, but I do want him to tell us some sauce.
What y'all want to play? Y'all want some sauce?
I want some sauce.
That's what the people want, some sauce. I got y'all. Well, first off, we can't attack what we can't see, right? So the first thing that y'all need to do is y'all need to pull up y'all credit reports on annualcreditreport.com. When you go into annualcreditreport.com, it's going to give you a free credit report in your Experian, your TransUnion, and your Equifax. That's the very first thing that you got to do. You need to actually see what's on your credit profile and understand what's on it. First and foremost, because we can't attack what we can't see, right? I learned that from my man, Boss Heavy. Shout out, Boss Heavy. You know what I mean? Secondly, after you actually have your credit report pulled up and you know exactly what's on there, you need to find the inaccuracies on there. Meaning you need to highlight, like if you have inquiries that say like January 1st, 2024 for Equifax, but then that same inquiry says July 24th, 2025 on TransUnion, where there's an inaccuracy on that, right? So 76% of people are walking around with inaccuracies on their credit report and just don't know it or haven't done anything about it.
What do they call that, Dad?
Ignorance?
No, it's ignorance, but what are they doing to the people? What is that they're doing, those inquiries?
Oh, the inquiries? Oh, so the inquiries is just showing that you went out and applied for a car or whatever. It's basically keeping track of whatever it is that you applied for and basically telling banks that your credit wasn't good enough, nobody accepted it, and these are all of the inquiries. These are all of the people who denied you.
Okay.
That's the way that they're going to look at it. These are all of the people who denied you.
Wow.
So you want those off, right? And you can easily get those off with a 24-hour hack. If you guys need the script, we'll put we'll put the link in the bio to the fast track to Perfect Credit to help get y'all credit right. But once you understand what's on there and you understand how the banks are looking at these inquiries, you can actually write all of those inquiries down, right? And take all of those dates. Now, any of those inquiries that you did not get that new house, you did not get that new car, you did not get that credit card, those inquiries that they're reporting that's showing how many times you've been denied, they're not attached to anything, which means you can get those removed in 24 hours by simply just calling the credit bureau. TransUnion, Equifax, Experian. call them, let them know these are not my inquiries, they are not attached to anything that I own, and I need these removed. Because the FCRA states that for you guys to put anything on my credit profile, it has to be 100% accurate at all times.
Right.
In the case that it is not, if it's 99.9, that shit gotta go and it's gotta be removed. Right? So that's an easy gem for y'all right then and there. It's simply to call, get your inquiries off. After you went to annualcreditreport.com and find out what's on there, make the phone call them, tell them that they don't belong to you, they're gonna take them off in 24 hours, and your credit score is gonna go up by the time you get off the phone with them. That one's on CoachDev, y'all gotta pay for the rest.
Okay. How influential is Dayron to you, your brother?
Oh my God, man, that's my best friend. That's the left side of my heart, man. Like, man, I'm gonna try to even like get through that without even like getting emotional, but like, that was my best friend in life. Like, literally my best friend in life. Like, we come out so, backstory, my mother is still strung out on heroin. She's still dealing with addiction. She's been dealing with addiction me and my brother's entire life. My brother's father was abusive. He was a little young nigga that was getting money, cocky, arrogant. Nobody could tell him nothing. And he used to beat my mother up all the time. You feel what I'm saying? My mother ended up chasing drugs, getting high, because of all of the physical trauma that she was experiencing in that relationship with my stepfather, which is my brother's father. When she started the drug use, everything it went downhill. You understand what I'm saying? So now they're fighting. I remember him kicking her teeth out of her mouth. I literally watched him kick her teeth out of her mouth. At the bottom of the stairs, screaming, crying, and all of that, right? So me and my brother got divided young because of this. Like, this is the atmosphere that we were growing up in. So my aunt Gladys took my brother Day, and my grandmother took me.
Okay.
That's how that was the divide right there. That's how when everybody met me, met me with my grandmother. It's niggas who know me for 30 years, never seen my mother ever. You understand what I'm saying? Him being one of them. But nonetheless, we were divided, and every time we could see each other, it was like a party. Like, I can only see my brother on like the weekends. God damn, hold up. Every time we linked up, it was like a party. Like, I could only see my brother on the weekends. So that was something that was special to us.
You can take your time, because it's crazy. When I was writing my book, I thought that I was over so much stuff, and when I started writing it down, it was like I'm looking like, damn, it's tears on the computer, and it's like, wow, like I'm so strong, you know, I'm so resilient, I'm gonna be whatever, but it's like so much pain that just, you can't, when it's like at that level, it's unimaginable. It's almost like something you gotta bury, but you don't bury it to stay buried. You gotta bury it for a time, and when you bring it up, you just gotta work with it in increments, because that shit is deep. It cut deep, and it's like you can think it, but when you say it, it like kind of brings you back to that moment. So I know exactly what you feel, and you don't gotta rush it.
Yeah. So yeah, you hit that on the nose. So when we link in on these weekends, it's feeling like a party, like. And every time they taking him back away from me, it's feeling like the worst day in the world.
Right.
And we realized, like, damn, man, like, we going to school, we seeing like other like brothers and mothers dropping off their kids and getting into the van all happy and little shit like that. That it's like, damn, I ain't got my mother, I ain't got my father, I don't got my brother. Like, I'm just outside. Like, nobody love me, nobody care for me. Like, where's my van and my family and my, you understand what I'm saying? So like, we made a pact when we were old enough, and my mother, she finally got clean for a small stint in our time, and she came back, and she took my brother, and I remember my brother looking at me, and he was saying like, Dev, this is our first time, like we can have a family, like, come with me. I'm like, nigga, you ain't got to tell me twice. Like, I've been wanting this my whole life too. You know what I mean? We separately, secretly both wanted the same thing. Like, we wanted some normalcy.
Right.
And we took advantage of it. My mother was clean for a couple years, long enough for us to go to New York. I came to New York with him. We went through New York, graduated through school. That's my best friend. We doing everything together every single day. And for the first time, it felt like we had something normal. Like, I had a stepdad, I had my mother, she ain't getting high. I got my brother, like life felt good, bro. Like, so for us to go from like all of that, like divided as kids, to having that small stint together, to like us separately doing our thing, but both coming up the ranks together, killing it. He's a huge influence in everything that I'm doing, like everything. That nigga is my biggest supporter, my biggest help, everything. Like every fucking thing. That's my motherfucking heart right there. The times where y'all see me stepping on stage and killing shit, I was with him for 2 hours in the basement. Me, him, and my man Boss Heavy going over lines together.
Right.
That, when you hear me speak to people, and I always ask them like, what got you on the phone with me? And they always go back to that day. And I think about like, damn, me, Day, and Boss Heavy in the basement reading lines. They teaching me, they coaching me. Like he wasn't there.
Right.
So to the outside, motherfuckers might be like, damn, your brother wasn't there to support you, man. My brother was the nigga that reason why I went and executed.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So y'all might not see his face because he a busy motherfucker, but trust me, that's my biggest motherfucking supporter through it all, hands down. So he's huge. Huge. I wouldn't be here without him.
Right.
I wouldn't even have division without him.
You know the part that I love out of all of that?
What?
None of that had to do with a material thing.
Right.
That's what we don't see that. Like, we only see help as $1. We only see love as what I can do for you.
Right.
You know what I mean? And when you come from that type of background, you know what real love is. You know what it takes to survive. You know what it takes to thrive. Right? When you go from the bottom and you coming up, no one else can see the in-between. When you have hardship, you can see the in-between because you know what the bottom and the in-between look. That's what your whole life is. So it's like you just have no choice but to look up.
Facts.
You know what I mean? You can't do nothing else.
Facts.
You inspire to look up, but not everybody has that monster in them
to climb out that motherfucker.
Let all of that stuff be done. Like, that's not me no more. Right, that was me. I come from that, but I'm not going to allow that to be me. Right. Not everyone has that, and that's why I asked you the resilience. I don't know what word it is, right? Because I haven't got there. I can feel it in me, but I still can't identify with what that word is that pushes me every day to continue to want to be great.
It's resilience,
right? But it's something else, because it's a word that we got to make up. We got to make a new word up for it, because it's like, it's real. Like, everybody has hard. Like, we had our moms, somebody got the same thing, which is a different flip, right? But this person or this woman, she resolves to be in a hole, and she lost herself in that, right? And she's never coming back, right? But her whole life, she wanted to be the same thing. But it just something never happened. So I would say that in so many words, do you feel like you was blessed with people that came along the way to help you, that you might be able to, give some light to or recognize?
The flowers?
Yeah, the flowers.
Yeah, shit. I think a lot of times we get the credit, like, because we the face. So we get like all the credit of like being like a superhero.
Right.
But you don't understand, bro. None of this shit is me. It's friends like you.
Right.
It's friends like Boss Heavy. It's brothers like my brother Dave. It's grandmothers like Miss Mary. It's aunts like Aunt Gladys and Muffy. It's friends like Kavon that I met in college. It's everybody is a part of this. Everybody. Every little piece of somebody that had a little piece of me on the way up that gave me just that little gem that got me to the next. It's all y'all. It's everybody. It's everybody.
I love that.
It's everybody, bro. Thank you. If you had an encounter with me and you gave me a little piece of anything, I'm giving you my flowers because you were part of this too. I love y'all. Thank you. Thank you.
Well, I'm Brother Six in the mix. I can't help but to do what I do. I just seem to always stumble upon. And it's not, I realize I'm not stumbling. This is just who I am. And when you see it, you see it. I can't say no more. Thank you for coming on the Culture Cast, y'all.
It's CoachDev. Follow me at I am CoachDev on YouTube. Actually, my YouTube is CoachDev at Freedom University. And follow me on Instagram at I am CoachDev, man. I see y'all on the other side. Look, if you've seen this video and you need your credit fixed, I'm gonna do something slick for y'all. I'm gonna do something slick for y'all off the strength of 6. Off the brother 6, anybody that comes off of this and you type 6 in my comments, I'm taking 50% off fixing your credit for you. Straight like that, and I'm gonna throw you a free ebook. Yeah, I love y'all. Thank you. I'll see you on the other side, man.
All right. Ebook. Pain, pain, pain. Remember what we just said. Profit of Pain. Ebook is out now. Go get it. Link is in the bio. You don't have to do nothing but get it. It's just that simple. Click just the same way you click when you go buy all the shit you buying on Fashion Nova and all these little websites and make it seem like it's all great, like it's Gucci. There you go. $6.79. Holla at me if you need some more motivation, because I'm here for you. And I just had to pull a Dev because he taught me it when I saw him speak at the library on Pratt Street. And when you a boss, you a boss. You can't help to be a boss. You're not hurting nobody else by being a boss. You're not stepping on nobody's toes by being a boss. Boss up. Activate yourself. When a real boss is around, they're not going to take no type of they're not going to feel no type of way that that you're a boss too.
Yep.
You know, a real man don't feel uncomfortable around another real man, an alpha. You know, he know who he is. Know who you are, know your place. And if your place is on a high value frequency, come with us. I love y'all, man. Thanks for watching.
That's beautiful, bro. Thank you. Love you.
Almost had some tears out you. You almost had them on me, for real.
Love you.
For real, boy, you did. You did.
You gotta get back.
You did the thing, like, oh, damn.